the rising cost of healthcare and prescription drugs. Expanding Social Security by making the wealthiest Americans pay more is not only the right thing to do from a moral perspective.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is your fourth stimulus check update. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to move forward with 2 new stimulus bills. And this is great news. And if you all support the fourth stimulus check of $1,000 a month, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
We have underinvested in our babies and we have left parents to just try to work it out on their own. This is why yesterday I introduced the Restoring the IRS Act. This bill provides mandatory funding for the IRS to ensure that it has the resources it needs to go after wealthy tax cheats. We could raise trillions of dollars without increasing the taxes on 99.9% of Americans by a single penny. These 3 proposals together generate more than enough revenue.
Now Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is vowing forward with 2 key bills after multiple GOP setbacks pushed the Senate. The Senate had hoped to pass legislation on Thursday and a vote on a bill, allowing lawmakers to meet their normal Thursday exit ahead of a week-long Memorial Day break. Instead, a group of GOP senators, led by Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, kept the Senate in session until roughly 3 a.m. From the Senate floor, Chuck Schumer said, "A few of our Republican colleagues may continue their speeches. The Senate spent 2 hard weeks working on this bill. We have every intention of sticking it out until the job is done, and that's what we're going to do." Now everybody, the Senate still has several more procedural hurdles, including potentially dozens of more hours of debate until they can get a final vote on the legislation. And well, Democratic control of Congress will be on the line next year, as Republicans look to claw their way back into power after a disappointing 2020 loss that cost them the White House and the Senate majority. But the GOP still has pickup opportunities of its own, especially in states that Democrats only managed to win recently. Now Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey's coming retirement, combined with President Biden's narrow win back in 2020, has given Democrats what they see as one of their best opportunities to flip a Senate seat that has been held by Republicans for 50 of the past 52 years. Like Pat Toomey, North Carolina Senator Richard Burr is on his way out of the Senate, creating a wide open race to replace him. Residents of Georgia handed Democrats their current Senate majority in January, when they elected Senators Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock in a pair of runoffs. But Warnock is slated to appear on a ballot once again in 2022 to seek the first full term in office. By the way, everybody, what are your thoughts on the new senators in Georgia? Leave your thoughts on them in the comments below. Now, many Americans criticize President Biden and the lawmakers for not keeping his promise to provide financially strapped families with $2,000 stimulus checks. Democrats, including Biden, have largely backed $2,000 checks and made them the center of the recent Georgia runoff elections, in which the 2 Democratic candidates, Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff, won, handing control of the Senate to their party. Ultimately, President Biden ended up passing 3rd stimulus checks that were worth up to $1,400, not the full $2,000 payments. During an appearance on Yahoo Finance, one of Joe Biden's top economic advisors acknowledged that in areas like inflation and in the labor market, there's going to be some bumps in the road as the economy continues to right itself following the crisis. However, the National Economic Council Deputy Director told Yahoo Finance that the recent inflation jump is actually a positive sign. He said the faster than expected increase in some of those prices that it is a sign that the economy is recovering faster than a lot of people expected. In April, the Consumer Price Index jumped at an annualized rate of 4.2%, the biggest leap in more than 12 years. The 3 categories that saw the biggest spikes in prices included used cars and trucks. On Friday, the Commerce Department reported that another measure of inflation, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, also surged in April. According to Yahoo Finance, inflation simply reflects the economy's return to normal after the crisis, but there's still quite a ways to go. And Nebraska has joined the list of 24 states who are ending participation in the $300 weekly federal bonus checks starting as soon as June. Those unemployment payments are otherwise scheduled to run until September 6th, as part of the American Rescue Plan passed in March. The benefits also include pandemic unemployment assistance for people who are self-employed. Labor Department officials said last week that the federal government cannot intervene to provide jobless benefits once states cancel participation. and the White House is unable to force state governors to pay out the extra federal benefits. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses today. Ms. Frazier, the American Society of Civil Engineers has rated the state of U.S. infrastructure at a C- and estimated that the capital expenditure necessary to close the gap to get to a B level, which they define as a state of good repair, is approximately $2.6 trillion. Now, not all of that investment has to be public investment. So my question for you is twofold. First, do you agree that having state-of-the-art, world-class infrastructure in the United States is essential not just to quality of life, but also to economic competitiveness and sustained growth? And how can Congress take action to make it easier for private sector entities with significant capital at their disposal to invest in necessary infrastructure improvements and construction?
Oh, thank you very much indeed, Senator. It's a really important question. Yes, I do agree that America having a far stronger infrastructure than it has today will be important both in terms of competitiveness of the country as well as an important source of jobs and growth going forward. The public-private partnership has been shown to be a very successful one in this area, where the government can step in and provide credits and other areas where there are gaps in a capital structure or help absorb some of the risks in it to enable new investors to come in and participate in the investments is going to be a very important area. And it's one I think I can speak for myself. We would be delighted to work with your office on going forward.
Thank you, Ms. Frazier. And would you similarly commit to working with this committee and my office to explore mechanisms that could make it easier for private capital to support the development of clean energy production capacity here in the United States? I know that your bank has made some significant commitments in terms of emission reduction.
Yes, we would be delighted to do so. I think the development, as we've heard today, of new technologies in sequestration or in carbon capture and others will be absolutely essential in the transition ahead. We will be delighted to do so.
Thank you. I look forward to those discussions. Mr. Solomon, I'd like now to turn to you. Could you please lend your perspective? What are the impediments and what are the opportunities for improvement to public policy to unlock more private capital for capital investments, improvements, construction of necessary infrastructure in the United States?
So I appreciate the question, Senator, and I think that it's important for us to try to unleash a lot of the private capital that exists or is